I would like to welcome you all in the lecture series of design thinking. Here I am going to discuss how to score good marks in the design thinking and innovation subject. So this video I call it as a scoring package. How to score your marks, how to improve your percentage. Okay. So let us discuss about the scoring package. If you focus these points, surely I'm sure I promise you that you will be getting above 90 percentage. Okay. So what you can do is before moving on to the individual module wise discussion, let me give some tips. Memorize 5 stages of design thinking. So ready for any type of questions. Empathy, define, ideate, prototype, and testing. So definitely I have seen so many type of questions based on this 5 stages. Empathy, define, ideate, prototype, and testing. Learn all full forms. MVP, for example, minimum viable product. So BPM, business process modeling. Okay, sometimes the business process management also they will be saying, but the business process modeling is the right answer. SCAMPER acronym. Then third point is focus on keywords from each module. Empathy map, then persona journey map, agile manufacturing, storytelling, distributed design. These terms you try to write separate notebook and you try to revise it. What is the meaning of each statement? Go through the model question paper. I think it is better to refer the model question paper, which is already available in the university websites. Then, like a repeated question I have seen about which is the first company they introduced design thinking, IDEO. Second one is actually to talk about like Apple, what are the invention, Tesla. This Apple, Tesla, all are comes under storytelling and Uber. Like these like examples you try to remember. Definitely you may get one or other questions. Coming to the fifth point, understand the definitions and examples. So don't simply define. You try to understand the meaning. For example, Apple company. So they converted the complex design to user-friendly design. Next is actually Uber. That is actually disruptive innovation. So these are the important tips you should remember. So that is regarding the scoring. You please take care of these scoring tips. Now I'll discuss a few more scoring tips for you. Revise the short and cheat sheets before the examination. Keywords, stages help for over 80% of the MCQ can answer it fastly. Don't overthink MCQ. Stick to what you learned. First of all, you try to appear what are the questions you know well. Later, you come back to the questions which are unknown. Don't directly mark immediately. Unknown question, please don't mark and don't spoil the marks. Second one is give mock test in MCQ format, help you to build up the speed and confidence for 1 hour examination, of course, because time doesn't matter because you have ample of time. At least one question you will be getting 2 minutes. Give remember the tools name and uses. For example, mind map, idea visualization, empathy map, understand the users, micro slack, digital tools. So right, like with these tools, you have to remember. Focus on the scoring modules, especially module one, then module 2 tools, then module 5 like a workshop. First of all, easily you have to earn the score, then you come back to the module 2, module 3, then module 4, like that you please follow up. Now module 1, what are the things you need to cover to get a good score? So number 1, like a definition of design thinking. So you have to talk about these points for getting good score in from module 1, one of the most important questions, like a first stage of design thinking, empathy. Last stage of design thinking, testing. MVP full form, minimum viable product. IDEO is the first company for develop the design thinking. So keywords you have to remember like empathy, define, ideate, prototype, testing, shared model, MVP. Those keywords you have to remember. Coming to the second module, what you're supposed to do is you should understand what is empathy mapping, understand the user feelings, needs, and problems. That is called empathy mapping. Then journey map, you have to understand customer steps, experience, visualization, persona. It is nothing but fictional character representing the user type. That is called a persona. Then mind mapping. What is mind mapping? Organizing and generating the idea visually. That is called a mind mapping. A scamper technique is nothing but substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, eliminate, revise. All comes under scamper technique. Next one is actually distributed design and digital collaboration. For example, working remotely during the pandemic, you might have worked, you are used to Zoom platform, Micro, MS Teams, all are actually examples of distributed design and digital collaboration. Please do understand that. So definitely you can score 20 out of 20. There is no doubt. If you are perfect for analyzing, if you think once, of course, 20 out of 20 is in your hand. Coming to module so some exam tips from the module 2, that is SCAMPER stand for, known as acronym. Then which tool help visualize the customer experience? That is journey map. Like that you can expect some questions. Few more best digital collaboration tool for remote teams. That is Micro or Slack. Then keywords to memorize: empathy map, persona, scamper, mind map, distributed design. Kindly request you to go through these keywords thoroughly before appearing the examination. Twice or thrice you have to revise it. Of course, you can get a good score. Module number 3, design thinking in IT. So try to understand design thinking in IT. What is the role of design thinking in IT? Question may be like a slightly lengthy. If you try to understand and answer it. BPM is nothing but business process modeling. Examples are SAPOC, UML, BPM, value stream mapping. All are the examples of BPM. Then agile methodology, iterative procedure, feedback driven approach, all are comes under agile like methodology. One of the concept is called agile manufacturing. Then scenario based prototyping is also important, building the prototype for the real user situations. So for as far as the exam concerned, try to understand the full form of BPM, business process modeling. Agile is what type of processing? It is an iterative or flexible. Try to identify the best option because it's an objective. Your sharp answer is mandatory. Scenario-based prototyping focused on real user scenario. Keywords are BPM, Agile, SIPOC, UML, scenario-based prototype. These are actually the keyword to memorize. So coming to the module 4, IDT for strategic and innovation. So most of the probable questions will be in the following domain: storytelling for the growth, emotional branding, Apple, Nike, etc., Tesla. Those companies approach the storytelling approach. Then strategic foresight, predict the future trend. For example, Google in AI Gemini. Okay, then machine learning. Sense making, interpreting the complexity. For example, Zoom during the pandemic, you might have used the Zoom for the sense making. Next is value redefinition, like Uber changing value in. So value for money, give value for money. They focus on the value redefinition, right? We value for your cooperation. We value for your money. We value for your hard work. We value for your effort. Then business model design, Netflix, Amazon, Uber, they're done for like a business model approach. Business model approach they follow. These companies follow the business model design. So as far as the exam point of concern, so you need to follow the following tips. Which brand used for storytelling effectively, Apple or Nike? If you have any other option, kindly verify and select the answer. What is the value of redefinition? Change in the customer's perception of value. Business model answer for what? How the company earns by delivering value. The keyword to memorize: storytelling, strategic, foresight, value redefinition, business model. Try to remember all the examples corresponding to the keyword. That is very important. So coming to module 5, design thinking workshop. So focus on hands-on session solving the problem. That is called design thinking workshop. Then stages applied again: empathize, define, ideate, prototype, testing. These are comes under stages of applied uh, stages comes under design thinking workshop. It is similar to first module only, so you need to map it. Who participate? Designers, user, experts, business heads. What are the outcomes of this particular design thinking workshop? Tested prototype or clear path. So you may get a question from difference between prototype and MVP. What is the major difference between a prototype and MVP? So try to connect the terms together so that you can understand it properly. Fifth module is very simple. It is actually almost similar to that of the first module. So you try to correlate with the first module so that you can prepare well and you can score good marks. First step in workshop, that is empathize. Workshop outcome, prototype and the solution direction. What is the continuous iteration happens in which phase? Of course, it is in the prototype. Continuous iteration, of course, that will be happening in the prototype. Keywords are empathy, prototype, teamwork, etc. These are the keywords. These are the exam triggers. Okay, I mean exam tips. So high frequency MCQ for hotspot list. I mean IDEO, design thinking pioneers. MVP, minimum viable product. SCAMPER, acronym. Empathy map, journey map, persona, agile versus waterfall methodology, BPM full form, business process modeling. Which company used for storytelling? Apple, Nike, Tesla. These are the company name you have to remember. Distributed design and digital tools, Slack, Micro, Zoom, etc. So if the student memorize these 30 to 40 trigger points, they can easily score 35 to 40 out of 50. Of course, that is 80%. 80% in MCQ is also a great job if you can do it. Of course, you target for above 90% because getting 90% is also really great. You try to earn maximum that you can do it. So if you have any queries, kindly use the comment box. I'm very happy to answer back. Happy learning. I wish you all the very best. Don't leave not even single marks. That's a policy. You try to revise it frequently. As soon as you go to the exam hall, you try to memorize what exactly you can make it. So question, you try to map what you understood. If you make a mapping, proper mapping, you can answer it properly. So please don't lose not even single mark. That is my suggestion. I wish you all the very best. If you're watching our channel first time, I request you to subscribe. Also, if you found this video useful, kindly share with the stakeholders. So let everybody get benefited. Happy learning. I wish you all the very best for your examination again.